What's up, traders? Welcome back to another trade recap. So we had a profitable day this morning. Now this week has been starting off very slow with the markets retracing from all-time highs. So it's been a slow start for me this week, but we ended up getting some decent trades this morning. It wasn't the best price action, I won't lie. Showing you guys my bias here. So previous day highs, this Asian high was a previous day high. So this right here was our main draw of liquidity for today. Okay. And I was looking for two scenarios, whether the market would go higher and take out this high first. Originally, I thought we would go take out the high first since we were already close. But I think as time went on before the market opened, we ended up getting more closer towards this low. So I was looking either for one of these two manipulations, and the second one ended up playing out first. And then we'll talk about this one here. All right, so let's get right into the price section and let's just talk about what actually happened. Our 1 hour intermediate low was sitting right here. Okay, that was our 1 hour intermediate low. And let me just write that down so we just know. All right, boom. That was our 1 hour intermediate low. Now we did get a potential setup right off the open, sweeping this 1 hour intermediate low. Don't get me wrong. This is a nice trade, and I'm surprised this didn't play out, but I know why it did not play out. So right here, we got this early manipulation taking out 1 hour intermediate low. If you did take this trade, this is not a terrible trade. We did have a 2-minute IFVG right here. The only problem is, you guys see this wick right here? Guess what we are trading into? We're trading into a 15-minute bearish gap. Okay, so we're trading right into a 15-minute bearish gap, and these are the trades that you have to have some type of discretion, because mechanically this follows, right? Mechanically this follows the rules, but we don't take trades confirming right into a 15-minute fresh gap, especially a bearish one, and that we have more liquidity underneath us that the market could go to as well. So that's one thing to be careful of. The setup itself is not bad. It's a good setup. Only thing is, if this 15-minute wasn't there, that's taken all day. But since this 15-minute was here, and the fact that the market confirms into that 15-minute, like so, like this one candle goes right into that 15-minute, that's not the type of trade that you actually want to take. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but over the time, a lot of times you're going to see the market likes to react off of these 15-minute gaps. So it's just not something you want to set yourself up for. Sometimes we'll just take off, but most of the time we usually give a little reaction, and that reaction could be this. You know what I'm saying? Because you see the market immediately goes back lower. We take out this low, and then we give the move after reacting off of that 15-minute. Now, this is the actual trade that I ended up taking, the first trade here, which was after we came back underneath this low here, right here. I wanted to see if we would hit this, but since ES was already hitting this low right here, which was that 15-minute intermediate low, ES was already hitting that low. As you guys can see, 15-minute intermediate low, ES was already hitting that. So I didn't need NQ to hit that, right? And then we have this ugly, I wish this was a lot cleaner, this ugly 2-minute inversion here. Now, honestly, the execution would have came from this candle, but we did not confirm that inversion, so we couldn't have taken that trade. But essentially, entry came off of this second candle right here. Stop loss covered this low right here, just underneath this large gap, and we took a 1-to-1 right here. So ended up full closing at previous day high. Since this was my main target for the day, I did not see anywhere else that the market could go to, like right at this moment, except for coming into this 30-minute, and then the next like known large liquidity target was all the way up here, and you can see the market is expanding towards there, which is fine, but just at that moment, this is all hindsight, right? And you can see that the market actually does reject from here as well, so that's all hindsight, but we ended up taking a full 1-to-1 there. And then we caught as well the short, which I believe that was potentially was supposed to be the best setup of the day. We did get a little bit choppy here and all around here, but once we swept this previous day high, you guys can see we got this very, very kind of bearish momentum towards the downside. Essentially, another thing here, this happened again. So essentially here we have that small 1 minute right there, and you can see that this candle right here does not confirm it. And also I would like this candle to be a little bit more displaced and a little bit more aggressive. I did like this wick sitting on top of it, but that didn't confirm, so we had to take it on the next candle, which was right here. So executed on this candle, stop loss went above this wick of that candle here, and we ended up taking partials around here, around our 1-to-1. We ended up taking partials, and then our full target was just for a 1-to-2 down here near this liquidity point, which you guys see we did end up hitting, but unfortunately we did get this pullback after this wick. After our partials here, we got a pullback back into this pricing, which we were protected right here, and we ended up not catching that full swing. Unfortunate. But that was the second trade that we ended up taking. We got us partial on this, and then we had that trade taking it to an upside. Now today wasn't the best price action, but it was decent. And we actually got some nice reactions today. So hopefully you guys were able to catch something today. The market did give plenty of opportunities, and even if you didn't take any of these trades, and honestly, this is all hindsight bias, but this here was the perfect setup of the day. Now I actually seen this setup being played out, but I was already done trading for the day with taking this entry and then taking that partial. I was done trading for the day already. So when this trade ended up coming out, we weren't able to execute this, but this right here was literally the best setup of the day. As you see, we're sweeping this 15-minute intermediate low right here, and look at this displacement candle on the 1 minute time frame. Your entry literally just comes off that candle after that sweep. Boop. Stop loss underneath this low right here, and you can target this high right there. Or if you want to, you can target a 1-to-2. Personally, I would have just targeted this high, but right here, target a 1-to-2. Boom. Nice setup, and you can kind of see the setup is just still playing out, right? So those were the best setups of the day, primarily being this one here. So hopefully you guys were able to catch this one. If you didn't get into any of this, which, like I said, in hindsight, I wish I would have just avoided all these trades, but like I said, they were rule compliant. They did follow some of the rules. It's just unfortunate that we had to wait for the best setup to play out. So pretty decent day. Hopefully you guys were able to catch something. Let me know if you have any comments, any concerns about any of these trades, or if you guys took something different. Let me know down below, or let me know in the Discord. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.